Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new, less salty episode of Out of the Park Baseball 19. In the previous season, we won our play-in game, and the engine decided, you know what you need? Another play-in game, which we promptly lost. Even though New York played fewer games than we did during the season. But we're not going to talk about that, because it's just going to piss me off again. In all honesty, it actually might simply be the fact that, the reason we played one more game is because we played in 2 playoff games, we only played in 1. I'm still salty. 94 and 70. Missed by half a game. Unbelievable. But before we do anything else in this episode, I noticed something at the end of the season that we had been doing incorrectly. We are way underpaying the league minimum for both scouting and more significantly player development. So we're going to quickly fix that. You'll notice we now have quite a bit less money to spend. But it's going to be better for our team's future. And I think that's good. I'm also going to charge fans another 10 cents a ticket because I'm pissed. Right. So let's go through the emails because there's some very important things that happen that we'll need to review. First of all, Bruce Poole did not pitch enough to meet his statistical requirements, and so he's a free agent now. Pete Falcone had an amazing year. It's a ridiculously cheap option. Execute the option. Pascual Perez has voided the last year of his contract. Jim Rice we need to decide on. Jim Rice had about as good a year as we could have expected from him. And I think he's earned himself another year. But here's the big one. Dave Stewart wants to test free agency. I probably cannot afford him. Oh, he was actually happy that I got rid of Tim Raines. Nice. Actually, no, I guess, yeah, he does have a couple of... I do have like another season left. I've got a new budget, and they give me another 2-year deal. So still believe me, but we've got a lot of decisions to make. You know what, before we make decisions, let's actually take a quick look at our team, and let's see how people did last year. That's usually how we begin these, right? We didn't have any megastar seasons, but we didn't have any really bad seasons either. Don Mattingly did not win the batting title, clearly making him a failure. I'm just kidding. He did lead the league in hits again, so I'm not too fussed by his inability to win another batting title. Outstanding player. There's nothing left to say about Don Mattingly. Darryl Strawberry had a really strong year, turning in 4.2 WAR. I don't know how the math works out on that, because he only had 1.9. It should be 3.6, but whatever. The important thing is he was awesome for us. And we've got him locked down for a couple more years. So, a very fine year for one Mr. Strawberry. Chili Davis had a nice little bounce back year. Maybe not borderline MVP level, but pretty good. Von Hayes had the worst season of his career since 1981. If any one player is going to bounce back, it should be him. He struck out a lot more, he hit less, he drew fewer walks, he hit for less power. Age 20 was a bad year for him, and we have to hope that he can come back. Tony Phillips had a very good year despite the fact he barely played at all. Hopefully a full year of Tony Phillips will see more of a return on our investment. Although I am concerned about the crazy amount of money we're paying him. But he might be worth it. Leo Gomez had an okay rookie year. We obviously can and should expect better from him. But he did provide positive value. Played okay third base. And hit okay. There's a lot of room for improvement, sure. Dick Schofield turned in a nice year despite the fact he didn't play all that much. He's getting another... he's also getting himself quite the reputation for frequent injuries. And then we had other players. Jay Grebb turned in a fairly acceptable season. Pitching. Stats, please and thank you. Dave Stewart might walk away with a Cy Young Award. Mike Morgan had a great season. Pete Falcone, great. Our closer was phenomenal. We had a lot of things go right last year, and a lot of those things that went right are actually leaving the team, which is kind of sad. Richard Evans, he doesn't hurt us to keep him. Same for the rest of these guys. I really can't be bothered. The big problem is, yeah, there's a bunch of people here. We're going to lose him, and I don't really care. Nah, John Shelby's not that good, even with 2 WAR there. But here's our problem. Dave Stewart. If we lose Dave Stewart, I don't think we go back to the playoffs. So I'm going to try to get him into an extension. He's going to want so... Oh, God. He wants a lot of money. He is an ace. That counts for a lot. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to jigger this contract a bit. Okay, $700,000. You may be asking what I'm doing. Why am I trying to cut the contract like this? Because if he thinks he's underpaid, he's more likely to actually exercise this option and opt out. And that year he'll be 32, and he'll be a much greater risk. This is a way of me avoiding risk by giving him essentially what he wants later on. Although, if I oversell him too much, then he'll know he can't make more on the open market. We're essentially kicking the can down the road, as it were. And we'll see if he takes this deal. I highly suspect he's going to laugh in my face, but he might take it. He actually will take it. And this is a good way to manage the risk. It gives him a substantial raise. But I wasn't going to let Dave Stewart go. Bruce Poole, highly overrated. Not going to pay too much for him. Pascual Perez doesn't actually want that much money. But I also have to make sure that we make some upgrades. And if I spend my... No, I'd still have my free agent budget, wouldn't I? I'd still have my free agent budget. Can I get you to just take like $100,000 off each year? Okay. There we go. So the 2 players I really wanted to keep together, we're keeping. Everyone else can walk, and I don't really care. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just sim forward a bit. Yeah, we can't afford to lose Dave Stewart. Amos Lewis, who the hell is that? Wait, who are all these guys? Like, seriously, who are these guys? The hell? I don't even know. I'm going to send them down to AAA. Arbitration hearings. We got both of them. And we got Pascual Perez, which is not nothing. Whew. That's a lot of money. And the question is going to be, how is Stewart going to treat his contract going forward? $1989 is going to be an interesting year. Free agency is going to be big. If we can make a couple of moves in free agency, I say this about every year, but this year it's more true than ever. Yeah. We're keeping the rotation together, which is really good. I'm really happy about keeping the rotation together. There's no way Bruce Poole takes arbitration. Ooh, I got a Cy Young. So it's a good thing I saved Dave Stewart, or re-signed Dave Stewart. Damn you, Fred McGriff. Alright, so let's see here. Chili Davis won a Gold Glove. Nice. Dom Mattingly won a Silver Slugger. Holy shit, Yvonne Calderon. He's got to be the MVP. Jim Rice won one too. And Chili did. There is no way on earth if anyone other than Yvonne Calderon should be MVP. There's Dave Stewart. We barely beat Alan Worth. Dang. I got it. There can be no way that anyone other than Yvonne Calderon is MVP. That would be beyond stupid. Yeah, that's... Dom Mattingly got quite a few votes himself. But yeah, I'm totally cool with that. How many Cy Youngs has Stewart won? He's won a couple, hasn't he? It's his first. Huh. Nice. We won every time. And we'll take a quick look at the... Who's in the draft pool this year? Scott Brosius, Jose Valentin, Steve Finley, Ray Langford, Jaime Navarro, Craig Biggio, Travis Fryman, Henry L. Rodriguez, Todd Zeal, and Jack McDowell. That is not nearly as impressive a list as last year's. There's a no-doubt Hall of Famer in it, in Craig Biggio, and some other very good players. But this isn't the mind-blowing draft we've seen in the past. We need to make a splash in free agency. At least some level of splash. We could get Eddie Murphy back. Eddie Murray. Why do I keep saying Eddie Murphy? I would love to get Eric Davis. I mean... I can't remotely afford him, though. There's just no way. I have $780K to spend on free agents. It's a real tragedy because players like Eric Davis aren't typically available in the free agent market. Could get Larry Sorensen for cheap. The thing is, the bullpen was kind of great last year. What I need is outfielders. Oh, Eric Davis. Why must he want so much money? Look, if I substantially reduce your salary in these early years, but then give you what you want later on, can I make a play for Eric Davis? We'll try. I'll even give him, after year 4, I'll give him his player opt-out if he thinks he's going to be underpaid. Would you take this deal? There's no way you will. Yeah, nope. He wants to get paid right now, and he's entirely entitled to do so. So we're going to find our outfield upgrades elsewhere. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. There's a lot of mid-range outfielders out there. I could get Greg Luzinski back. He can only play left field. Not that... no, I have Don Mattingly. No. Yeah, there's just nothing here. And so the question becomes, do we just go ahead and punt on free agency this year? So here's our quote-unquote problem, right? Let's talk about our quote-unquote problem. We are in a damn good spot with our current staff, but we don't have a strong minor league system, and we don't have the financial resources. I only have the 17th biggest budget and the 8th biggest player payroll. I can upgrade the bullpen, but the bullpen doesn't really need it. We're returning our bullpen from last season. We could use another starter. And to that end, I will actually go ahead and make an offer to, what's his face? Where is he? Larry Sorensen. I'm going to tell you right now, I will offer you $200,000 in a heartbeat. Maybe you'll take it, maybe you won't. I genuinely don't care. Did we lose Dick Schofield? We did. Schofield became a free agent. What? I need a new shortstop. Or I need a new second baseman. Because I can just move Tony Phillips over. I could just bring Dick Schofield back. I mean, let's go with what we know. We know Schofield's pretty solid. I'll even give you a 4-year deal. And I'll take it. And I'm totally cool with that because worst case scenario, he doesn't continue to develop and he ends up being a backup shortstop. Best case scenario, we've got someone whose defense more than makes up for his lack of hitting. I'm totally cool with both of those moves. They're technically not upgrades. I mean, we're just bringing Schofield back, right? I can't imagine there's going to be a huge market for his services. Ooh, Hall of Fame voting. Who we got? A lot of players who aren't so good. Vita Blue doesn't make it for me. We're in a really weird situation where a lot of people that were dominant starters in real life haven't become dominant in the game. Ferguson Jenkins being an exception. Get him, Fergie. I'm going to keep voting for Bill Freehand. He's still a catcher with an amazing career. Yeah, I'll go for Sudden Sam, too. Tug McGraw, no. Roger Nelson, no. Veda Pinson, no. Pete Rose, yes. I will vote for Brooks Robinson again, although I doubt it'll work. Bill Stoneman, yeah, okay. And then I'll toss in a vote for Mel Stottlemyre. That's good. I want to see who actually pays all that money to Eric Davis. Probably the fucking Yankees. Sorensen and Schofield both seem like they want to come back. That's pretty cool. I think we might have to make a trade or something. We need something to upgrade this roster. Hey, look, I was right. Davis signed with the Yankees. Jackass. I hate the Yankees so much. Eric Davis signed with the Yankees, yeah. Kevin Apier's in the draft. Delino DeShields. This is still not an amazing draft. We might be able to find something of value. Craig Biggio would be amazing, but there's no way in hell he falls to us. He's going to be long gone. Yeah, that's what I figured. I would like all players, please. So we got a couple of relievers. That could be real good someday. Luis Alicea, I remember him. He actually wasn't super bad. I could see taking Alicea as our first rounder. Or it's like Darryl Hamilton. You know what? Maybe in like another round or two. Boy Rodriguez plays a lot of positions and might be a decent hitter someday. No. I kind of like the idea of Alicea, actually, but let's take a look at some other. Morera won't sign. Isaac sucks. Sanchez sucks. I'm going to go ahead and take Alicea. And then we'll see if Stanton's still around by my next pick. He isn't. He's gone. And there's a bunch of players I just don't know that well that are later in the draft. Yeah, we're again getting this really weird scouting phenomenon where we're scouting players that are extremely obviously flawed. And it's kind of weird. I'll go ahead and take him in the third round. Dean Tatarian is basically Jay Greb 2.0. Sure. Yeah, we are not in great shape. This is a bad draft. I'll sign draft Jorge Mitchell on the off chance he might someday develop patience. Are there any good pitchers? There are not. There's a lot of people who can't throw strikes. So I'm just going to go ahead and sim the rest of it. That's a disappointing draft. I mean, Alicea has a chance to be useful someday, but no one else really stands out to me. This is a not good draft. He wants a major league contract to start? I will give you a minor league deal. Because I'm not going to hand you a major league deal. You're not good enough. Let's go Rule 5. Why should I give you a major league contract? You're not remotely ready for the major leagues. You're not. You're at least 2 seasons away, maybe 3 or 4. So why would I start your arbitration contract early? This makes no sense. And this is for a player who might be decent at his position, but probably won't be elite. I'm going to let him walk. I'm going to take another draft pick next year. I'm not saying he's not useful, but he basically wants to start right away with the arbitration clock. Because he'd have a major league contract, and it's 3 years of major league service before arbitration starts. And he would get stupidly expensive, so no. Take your tactics to some other team, not this one. And we got Sorensen and Schofield. The bidding process was not wide open. I'm pretty sure nobody besides me bid on you. You're just telling that to make yourself feel better. Alright, Rule 5 draft. Find me a gem. Oh, I actually need to put Dick Schofield on my Major League roster. Whoopsie. That would have been awkward, that I just spent a bunch of money to sign him and then they just immediately go and walk. Yeah, fuck you, Alisea. I don't know where you get off thinking you're that good, but... Auto dropped until next pick by Toronto. I need hitters. And the very best hitters are still kind of garbage. Danny Heap's not the worst player I've ever seen. But I can probably do better just out of my minors. I'm not going to bother. Someone else can bother with the minor with the Rule 5 draft. None of my players got taken. That's probably not a great sign. Okay. So let's go ahead and sim up to spring training. I think there's no way Ferguson Jenkins isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. And so did McDowell. That's kind of neat. And so did Pete Rose. Nice. Yep, I'll get a draft pick next year. Honestly, I'd rather have 2 first rounders next year. This draft sucked. And he didn't increase my budget. You're a dick. Admittedly, I haven't spent all the money we already had, but we only have 300 grand left, so... Might as well check another 100 in the development budget. Another 100 in scouting, maybe? Nah, we'll just leave it as is. So we have a problem that our outfield's going to suck. We have Jim Rice and almost nothing else of note. And we need to find some other upgrades, too. Just upgrades of any kind, almost, at this point. Okay. Alright, Alan Anderson, you're getting a shot. Mike Jackson, you're getting a shot. Any player with any talent whatsoever is going to get a shot. Oh, Chuck Finley, I totally forgot we drafted him. If I make him a starter, how bad does he look? Pretty crappy. Nah, we'll just see what happens with him. I have no position players of any note. I guess this is just about the outfielders I do have, figuring out what they want to do and how they want to do it. There was still a ton of talent on this team, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of hoping we had a little more outfield talent. This actually just drafted Randy Lind in the 10th round, no less. He's the best outfielder in my system. That's pretty bad. Let's look at the prospect chart. It should be under front office, player development. Wow. I have some bad outfielders. Oh, there we go. 75 days in Major League Service. That's when you're no longer a prospect. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and set things up for spring training. This was not a great offseason, but we couldn't afford to lose the players we might have lost. Losing Dave Stewart would have crippled our candidacy. We would not have made the playoffs ever without Dave Stewart. I firmly believe that. With him, we have a chance. Without him, we have no chance. And so I think that was the best decision that could be made given what we had. I'm not going to guarantee you that we made the right decision, but I feel pretty good about the decisions we've made. I would love to get Eric Days, but we just could not have afforded him. Here we are, crushing it in spring training when it doesn't matter. I swear to Christ, if he blew out his arm and he's out for the season, I will be pissed at Dave Stewart. I have a feeling that's exactly what happened, though. I hate you so much, game. I hate you so much. And I literally have no money for free agents, so this is going to have to be filled from within. Which means guys like John Kilner. Oh boy. That guy. This is a nightmare season already. Any of my pitchers just like super mastered pitching. Kilner got a little better. Very little better. Mike Jackson picked up a little bit. Man, Alan Anderson really had a good spring training. At least that's one rotation spot. But he had two open. Alright. Oh boy, I don't have Dave Stewart, but at least I have Sil Campusano. Right. So that's going to be it for this episode. We have a very peculiar season coming up. I don't have a lot of hope that we're going to win, but there's a not insignificant chance that our lineup performs well enough to make up for our rotation's terribleness. We'll see what happens. Until then, this has been another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 19. I want to thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment down below. Did I make the right move with Luis Alicea? I think I did, but maybe you disagree. But until next time, though, thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.